You need a square for this one, and this is probably the most complicated one to fold. So yeah, here goes. So first thing to do is to fold it in half, like this. Now what we're aiming to do here is to get a fold that goes across this diagonal. Okay, I find these quite difficult to fold sometimes, so I'm gonna give it a go. But this is sometimes where it's a little bit inaccurate. I find it quite tricky. I guess if you're better at origami than I am, you might have more success. But sometimes I find that my diagonal fold doesn't quite hit the corner that I was hoping it was going to. So I think it is worth just getting this one right, because what you end up with is a lot better if you get this fold right. So I've got this diagonal fold across here. Now I'm actually going to open up my square again. And what I'm going to do, okay, I'm look at it this way. So I'm going to be looking at this diagonal fold that goes from this corner here down to this corner here. And I'm going to take this edge here and make it line up with the fold I just made. Like this. And you can put a pretty strong crease in that one. Okay. Just to emphasise the bit that I'm talking about here, I'm going to put a little cross there up here where that fold meets the top. And I'm going to take this corner and fold from that corner so that the cross I just made, and it might be worth me just transferring that to the back of the bit of paper, so the cross I made lines up exactly with this centre line. Okay, so we're going to go from that corner up there and just adjust it so that there we go, perfect. It's pretty good. And we're going to fold that pretty strongly. So the cross I made here is exactly on this centre line. I put the line on in pen. You can see that cross is exactly on that centre line. Okay. The next job is to fold from this halfway mark, fold from there so that this corner exactly touches this bit of paper here. Something like that. Okay, and now this is a really, really important fold, because this fold here is the side of my pentagon. Okay, so this fold here is the side of my pentagon. This one. So I'm going to fold my bit of paper in half. Now I got this pentagon from a maths paper. And this is classic math situation, because this is as far as it went. It just said, it's a bit like, you turn a mechanics problem into a quadratic and the rest is trivial. It's like this fold's done and there we go, you've done it. And this clearly, well, it's like my first pentagon. This is clearly a pentagon, but I'm aiming for something that is a regular pentagon, or at least looks like it. You can do the maths. You can work the rest of it out for yourself if you like. But essentially, if you fold it in half like this, and then follow that around, then at least we have. I'm going to fold that over so all my folds are on the same side. We have the top of our regular pentagon like this, and then you've got to find a way to make sure that you follow it around. So I fold this one in half this way. So I fold this edge in half. So corner to corner, and then that gives me a template for this one. So I kind of fold that one around. You've got to be careful about the lengths, because this is slightly longer and I've not done that particularly well. Let me try that again. There we go. So I've got a good part of the pentagon, and I've just got to make sure that these ones come to the right point here. So one way to do that is to fold it in half this way. And make it follow it round. Now, like I say, this is the hardest one to fold, and that might give you a little clue as to whether this is or is not a regular pentagon. And herein lies what I would consider to be the great joke, because this is very hard to make it look and feel like a regular pentagon. Okay, not bad. I'm going to leave that one there. In fact, I might fold these over this way just to make it look a little bit better. Now, if you missed the last little bit of how to make this turn into a pentagon, then you were exactly where I was when I read this. Here we go. So the key with this one is those early steps until you've got that first edge, and the rest of it is following it around to follow that edge around the whole pentagon. So we've got 4 regular pentagons. It is your job, the challenge is for you, which one of these, or 2 of these, or 3 of these, or 4 of these are indeed regular pentagons. It ought to be said that none of these are probably actually regular pentagons because of my dodgy folding. What I really mean to challenge you to do is which of these would be regular pentagons if I have folded it perfectly.